you're starting at 4 o'clock in the morning, which is insane.
I think we're all just crazy. Everybody loves them, but I hate making them, which some people think is crazy.
She'd have to kill you if she told you.
Thank you. I was like, listen here. Stuff went down this morning. Chill.
You like have her in one arm and you're like juggling dough in the other.
No, seriously.
Suzy really is.
I am.
You walk in there and she literally has Lottie on her hip and making a call.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Canocla Chatter.
I'm Brooklyn.
And I'm Justin.
And we just sat down with one of Caldwell's local entrepreneurs, Suzy from Suzy's Bakery and Coffee Shop.
Really great conversation. You'll learn a lot. Stay tuned. All right, Suzy, thank you very much for stopping in today. And, can you tell us a little bit about your bakery and just how you guys got your start here?
Oh, how I got my start here. I actually used to work for Picarna and everything, and then I went off to college because I was like, I'm going to be something else. But I've always enjoyed baking. And so then I came back, heard that she was done over it, and I'm like, why not? I already do out of my house baking. I've made cakes for everyone, cupcakes for everyone. It was getting a little too tight in my house to be making over 360 cupcakes once for my best friend's wedding. Yeah. I was like, nope, no more. The fridge cannot hold this. So I decided, why not? I asked Christine Mayo, one that used to own Picarna.
Took that leap of faith.
We even bounced around about keeping Picarna as a name, but then I was like, then it's not me. And I was like, I want it to be me. I'm literally putting my whole life into this. So we're changing it up.
So what was on that first menu? Like, did you just have just cupcakes or was it?
Like first menu from my house or first menu from when we started June 22nd of 2023?
Let's tackle both. Like, how did the menu change from when you were operating outside of your house to having your own store?
Well, I didn't offer coffee out of my house. So that was one thing that definitely changed. It was more just like my dad was like, oh, this coworker is having a birthday. Can you make me a cake? And I'm like, sure, Dad, I will make you a cake. So it was more just cupcakes, sheet cakes, anything that's easy and more party. You don't really bring muffins to a party. So
I do. I get turned away.
Oh.
But hey, her Nutella muffins, they're delicious.
Blueberry muffins, I actually made 20 Monday and we sold out and I had to make more this morning.
Oh, wow. And it's only Tuesday. Today's only Tuesday,
Today's
everyone.
only Tuesday. Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
It is. And so we have those staple foods in the bakery, like, protein bowls. Everybody loves them. I hate to make them. They are crap to make. Honey and peanut butter together, sitting there with your hands, and then somebody walks through the door. So you have to take off the gloves. Then you have to put the gloves back on. And you're trying not to get peanut butter everywhere. Crazy. Yogurt parfaits, brownies, blueberry muffins, chocolate chip cookies. I'm trying to keep cinnamon rolls because everybody started yelling at me for not having cinnamon rolls. Biscuits and gravy, breakfast sandwiches, sausage ham, and sausage dogs are always the staple food items. The other ones, I'm just like, whatever you're feeling today, Susan, make it.
What's something that was on your menu that you thought, there's no way anybody's going to like this, and it took off to be a huge hit?
I actually don't eat any of my sweets, so I'm like, ugh. This sounds disgusting. Like there was a lemon blueberry cupcake that I made and I was like, ugh. And somebody's like, this is delicious. I want all of them. And I was like, okay, take all of them. My grandma used to feed me chocolate way too much. She would just be like, yeah, have it, eat it. It's okay. You're okay. Yeah, no. It's
So if you don't taste your own sweets, who's the tester in your family? Like, is there one person who just sits down and you just feed all your samples to?
Before I met my husband, husband, it was my dad. And then my mom got on to me because she's like, your dad cannot keep eating all this sugar, Susan. He is on a diet. I'm like, okay. So then I started working. I used to work at Orscheln, and I would just take them to my coworkers. It's literally anybody I can force to take the food and try it. Mm-hmm. I think I give you a Nutella muffin for free. And I was like, try this, please. It wasn't selling. And I'm like, what's wrong with it? And she goes, no, it's delicious. I'm like, okay, well, then you tell people, please, because I don't want to waste this money. But now it's my husband.
So like speaking of, being here in Caldwell, what are some things here that really helped you succeed in your store, where you can envision like your store opening up in another town? What's something special about Caldwell that made it possible for your store to succeed?
Well, what made it possible, first of all, is Kennel Club Revolving Loan Fund. That helped tremendously because we were like feeding into it a little bit by little bit. Like, I only make so much money. This is not my full-time job. Baking is not my full-time job. And I was only feeding so much into it to get it going. And then just the people, honestly. Like Leah Summerhoff, that crazy lady, she's wonderful. She's so great. She's kind of like forced me to do stuff.
What did she force you to do?
Post all the time on Facebook, have sales going on. I think she convinced me to do the annual pancake feed, or she just like, yeah, that's a good idea, and do it. Make sure you do it. I'm like, okay. She'll remind me of stuff like, oh, this is happening. Make sure you plan for that. Second Saturday, Susan, be open for that. Oh, we're doing this weekend. Do this. I'm like, okay, I'll get on it.
So how do you juggle? You said that this isn't your full-time job. You have the store, you have your job, you have your family. Like, how do you juggle all of that and make it work?
My family comes and helps me a lot. Like, everybody has dropped whatever and has come in and helped me. My mom comes in at 4:00 with me in the morning to help me make muffins and sandwiches, dogs, all that stuff, anything for the case. I can call her in a heartbeat and she's there. I can call Silas's family in a heartbeat and they're there. Like, if they can, they'll drop whatever they have and come down. So it's because I have a good support system behind me, honestly. I do. And my husband has supported me through everything. And then my dad and brother helped me build my building, literally, up. We have friends that came and help us. Silas's grandpa helped us put electricity in. About the only things we contracted out were the windows and sheetrocking. And sheetrocking was from my brother's friend that he knows. So it was like we just sourced everything.
How long did that take when you were working on the building?
That building, you didn't even want to go in it. It was so bad.
Now you're like mad in the kitchen. You're mad brilliant in the kitchen. What was there any other person who helped you, like either with the menu, with like the business aspect of it? Like, where did all these different pieces come into play?
I bounce off of my mom. I bounce off of my mother-in-laws, both of them. Anybody that I have an ear to, I bounce off. I'm like, hey, does this sound good? I have people that send me recipes. My brother sends me recipes. So I used to call it the head of the bakery, and it was like, it's my family. It's my husband, my dad, my mom, my brother. And then my sister-in-law actually helped me out too because she used to work for me. So I'm like, hey, does this sound good? So I just had the people. That's what it is. It's just I have the people.
With Suzy's Bakery and Coffee Shop, it really took a community to put that together, and that sense of community might not have happened in a larger town.
If I was moved away from my family, it would not have happened. I would have gone insane. I am a little insane, but I would have gone further. Nothing would have happened. Honestly, no, it wouldn't have happened. Caldwell's just, it worked out. Caldwell's the perfect spot. So
can you give us a rundown of just an average day? You mentioned that you're starting at 4:00 in the morning, which is insane. So you get there 4:00. What are you doing?
So actually, you don't know what's going on any day. It's never the same. Never the same. Mondays, it's most crazy. I wake up at 3, get around with a little flashlight around my house so I don't wake anybody else up. And I get there at 4, unlock the doors, make sure I bring all of my baby stuff in. I got to get that stroller, everything. And then I go and put my AirPods in. I put one in because I need to make sure I can hear Lottie just in case if she's crying. I put one in. I put either music or my podcast on and wash my hands, apron on, gloves on. then I set out 5 bowls and I start making stuff. I get all the eggs out. I put all the eggs into the bowls. I'm like, this is for this. I grab a whiteboard marker and write on my metal. And I'm like, this is for this times 2. I got to get the dough going so we can make cinnamon rolls because it has to rise for an hour and a half. And then I'm making muffins. And then I got the 2 cookies that I'm going to make for the day. I'm making sure yogurt parfaits are getting out. And then my mom normally hits the breakfast stuff really well. As long as I have the dough ready for the dogs, she'll come in and she'll hit the, she'll probably start the gravy for the biscuits and gravy. She'll do the biscuits. I make sure I already have the biscuit dough ready to go. She just adds the butter and the milk into it. And then it's that. It's just, and then at 5:30, I got to have coffee started, 6 o'clock, open the doors. At that time, we're trying to get stuff, like 5:30, we're trying to push stuff into we're turning on the cases and putting stuff in there. We're going to make sure that they're labeled. Oh, well, I already had pumpkin snickerdoodle cookies last week. I need to have peanut butter cookies this week. So it's never the same.
So you have a nice little rotation through like cookies or muffins. Like, hey, I did this one and this one last week. Let's give it a little break this week and next week. And so you have like a rotation.
And then some people are like, oh, you know what I really, really want the week before? Or just like talking to me. I'm like, what? And they're like, oh, lemon drop cookies sounds so good. Then I'm like, mental note that. That'd be a great thing to add to the list.
So in the course of the day, apparently a number of older gentlemen come in and they sit down. Have they named themselves?
They have named themselves. It's the table of knowledge.
Table of knowledge.
Yes. They sit together. They talk about stuff. Then they go and talk to me.
How many women are in the group?
Oh, there's no women in that group.
We're not allowed.
So I have a little point of a disagreement with the group name Table of Knowledge. So my wife is the smartest person I know, and I feel like if I were to be a part of anything and I were not to include my wife, it could not be called the Table of Knowledge. I feel like if there aren't any women in the group, how smart can it be?
I feel like this is him just trying to get brownie points right now.
My wife actually does listen to the podcast, so that is that might be something on there.
Suzy, when you said something about, like your menu and everything, and some people have asked, hey, have you tried this or this? What is something very out there that you're like, I would have never thought of that, but it actually sounds pretty good, or something that was very strange?
It's more me being weird. I did a maple bacon cupcake, and I was like, hey, try this. And they're like, that's weird. And I was like, you'd be fine. Try it. Somebody came to me and was like, can you make a New York cheesecake for the case? I'm like, do you know how long it takes to make a New York cheesecake? Do you?
No, ma'am.
12 hours. I ain't going to sit there for 12 hours and make you a dang New York cheesecake for $2 a piece, because I am not going to haggle somebody for $5 a piece, because that's not how we do it.
12 hours?
12 hours, because you have to sit it and it has to cool and you have to open up and then I can't even use my oven for that time that it's cooking and stuff, because you have to prop up the oven very slowly and make sure that it gets cold air slowly. And I'm like, and then give it a bath.
You got to scrub that thing?
No. It's a water bath. You put it in a pan with water. I feel like you know that.
I'm sorry. I just cheat and I get the pre-made crust, and then I get almost like the pre-made Cool Whip stuff. Mm-hmm. Or not, I shouldn't say Cool Whip. Sorry, the cheesecake stuff. Whip that in. Get some cherries or strawberries. Here, boys.
Cheesecake twist. That's why I made the cheesecake twist, so I don't have to make full cheesecakes.
We like them, though. we get them.
The cheesecake twist?
Yeah.
They're, okay.
Well,
I
like
say they're delicious.
Your little, like, yep.
But I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even like cream cheese. I hate cream cheese.
Ooh.
But
talking about
I was trying to.
All right, we're going to take a quick break to let you know that this podcast is brought to you by Canocla Design Studio, proud supporter of small businesses with print services to meet your needs no matter your size.
Canocla does have an event coming up in April, the Easter egg hunt, April 18th and the 19th. So be sure to check out our social media for kids of quite a bit of ages from 0 to 12. Suzy, did you say you had an event going on that weekend too?
Yes, I actually piggybacked on Canocla last year for the first annual pancake feed for Suzy's, but we're now on the second one. So come see us 8 to 12 after your children get their eggs or before your children get their eggs at Can Okla. It's just great. Thank you guys for hosting that so I can actually piggyback on that.
No, we're glad to have something else for the kids to eat. So good.
I love Can Okla. I love, like, the people here. Great. Made my life a whole lot easier. Especially I got to be nice to y'all because my husband, ugh.
There was one day I walked in the coffee shop and two of the other techs were walking out. And he literally looked at me and he goes, "You are the 8th Can Okla employee that has walked in this morning." And it was only like 8:30, 9 o'clock
So
when
there's
I
a
got
whiteboard
there.
in the back. And the total, like, I do, like, there's a little box and it says Can Okla people. And the most I've had was 13 people in one day. And I'm like, my Can Okla people love me.
You had a question.
Where do you source your ingredients? Do you use a lot of locally sourced ingredients since your mom runs Hager Acres and she has lots of ingredients, or do you go to Costco? Do you have somebody deliver them? What does your ingredient list look like and where do you source them?
I would love to get all my stuff from my mom, but I don't want to take, because then she'd be like, "Oh, you can have it at a discount." I don't want to take from my mom's store. I want her to be able to thrive as much as she can. I go to Sam's. Bulk
buying. Especially when you said when if you need that much cream cheese, you need that much butter, you need that much milk, or half and half. And I get it. I mean, it's nice to be able just to have a Sam's.
I want quality. I really want quality. So I will go find quality for my customers. It's so hard when they hand you a book with codes and like, "Oh, this." Well, I don't know what it tastes like, and I don't want to spend $200 for that just to try it out. Yeah. So I'm like, no, I know what Sam's tastes like.
That's why I walk around with a can opener in my pocket and a spoon, and I just open it up and like it, put my finger in the flour.
Wait, you don't go on Saturday when they let you do taste testing?
They do them on Sunday too.
Yeah.
Well, if you get there early enough and they're overworked enough,
they'll never notice.
Testing day is every day, every hour. You just go in there with the spoon, and you're good.
Very true. What makes your shop run so smoothly?
Besides me, if it wasn't for Can Okla's internet, I wouldn't be able to sell anything. Honestly, I actually cried one day when it was down, and I was on the phone with Hank. I think I was like, "Hank, please get this back on. I need it." And he's like, "We're really trying, Susan." And I was like, "I know. And I'm not trying to be that person, but I need it."
Suzy, how can your customers get a hold of you? New, old, or, any of us?
Well, you can find me, honestly, in the bakery Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. I do stay there longer, but if you do knock on my doors when it's after 11, I'll look at you and then I'll go open the door and talk to you. It's just going to take me a second. Saturdays, I got talked into starting to do second Saturdays. So come see me then, please. Make it worth my while. And then Facebook. I even have an Instagram. I have TikTok for the bakery. Some people have got my phone number. I actually do have a phone going to be hooked up in process right now because Can Okla did put in a phone line. I just have been lazy and have not got the phone. And I am really trying to get a POS system that will take custom orders off the internet.
Nice.
We're trying. When I say we, I'm trying, but it's in the works.
And what if somebody has a suggestion for something to be on your menu?
As long as I'm not busy, I'll sit there and talk to you. I'm not just a bakery and coffee shop. I am a coffee shop and a bakery. But I also do custom orders, and I do special events, and I cater and all that stuff. And so cakes, wedding cakes, favorite thing to make. Wedding cakes, cupcakes, sugar cookies, drop cookies. I would love you even more if you just did drop cookies over sugar cookies.
Birthday cakes, special events. Oh,
yes. It's not just, she has an espresso machine. No, I have other skills. The whole reason I wanted a bakery and a coffee shop was for the bakery because I love to bake. If I could just sit in the back and bake all day, I would.
How do you juggle all of that and make it work?
I think it's just I can't stop. I don't want to sit down and think, this, I should have done this. This, I have to do this. I have to go, keep going. It's just I'm forced myself to keep going because you don't know when it's going to end. You don't know when my dream is going to just be done. So I'm going to try my best to just keep throwing at it, just keep giving into it.
All right.
We are professionals.
We are professionals.
We are professionals. All right.
Wiggity, 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 whack. Lead us. Don't even get me started, okay?
I appreciate that.
Sorry, but
I appreciate it.
Okay, Justin, I'm sorry. I'm ready. I'm ready for my debut. I tried to redo this now, and my face is super red because keep talking, and I've been waiting. I'm just trying to be involved in this podcast, okay? You're gonna have to redo that. I'm so sorry because I was looking at you like, are we going? And like my mouth was open, and then I didn't know you were starting. That was good. I like that better.